Welcome to the Elevate Denver podcast, the place where local businesses and the Denver metro community connect. Here's your host, Amber Betts.
Hello, I'm Amber Betts with the Elevate Denver podcast, and today we're super excited to be here with Matt of Row House, and they have locations in Edgewater and Caryl. Hey, Matt.
Hello.
Thanks for being here. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. It's
Good.
nice and sunny out, so it's good.
Right. So tell us a little bit about Row House and what you guys do.
Absolutely. So, like you mentioned, we have two locations on the, I like to say, like the west side of Denver, Edgewater at the Edgewater Public Market, and then we have one in Caryl, which is a neighborhood in Littleton, further south. So, Row House is something that's been in business for just over 10 years. Been in this footprint of the Denver area for around 5-ish. We're rowing-based fitness. So it's if anybody's familiar with or seen rowing on the water, it's an Olympic sport. We take it to the inside of a studio for group fitness. And so the studios have about either 23 to 25 stations on an ergonometer, or also called an erg. So our fitness is primarily based on an erg, but we do incorporate body weight and weight movements into our exercises as well.
Love it. So tell the listeners, Matt, kind of your backstory, how you got into the business.
Absolutely, yeah. So pre-COVID, I'm from the East Coast, and so I've only been in the Denver area for a little over a year. And one of my best friends, she was a rower for Washington State. And I got one of those ads that, of course, you see, and asked her, "It's like, is this what you did, in college?" And she's like, "Yeah, but not exactly." And so she went to a class with me, and I wasn't really the physical fitness type. I don't like to run. Spinning is just not my thing. And when I took this class, because it's music based, I was instantly hooked. So I became a member back on the East Coast in Washington, D.C. of two studios that opened up. And I loved it so much that I decided, I'm going to become a coach because I just felt the need to always want to give back to people that were looking to better themselves or just take it up a notch with their life. And so went through the process of becoming a coach, which was I was one of the last people to actually do it live and in person, which was kind of unique and very interesting, and very thankful for that.
Right.
And then after I became a coach, became a lead coach, and then I had some significant things that happened to me in my life which moved me here to Denver, and decided to take on two studios here on the west side of Denver. So I own currently the studio here in Edgewater Public Market, and then the one down in Littleton as well.
Awesome. So tell the listeners, Matt, we have a lot of choices when it comes to fitness, boutique fitness, classes. Why do, people keep coming back? Why do they choose you? What sets you apart?
So I think primarily, there's a few things. Our coaches are professionally trained through our studio. So we have people that are interviewed through the process, and then we put them through a pretty extensive training, because rowing is super technical. It is something that some people try it, and because of the technicality of it, and because it is so great with improving your form and your posture, some people really like it, some people don't. But I do say that those that do give it a chance and make that breakthrough, just with any type of fitness, you have to get started somewhere, and you have to make that breakthrough, and you have to have that connection. So our coaches are trained. Like I said, it's a coach-led, music-driven workout. So if you love music as much as I do, you're really going to love this, because we row and swing. We row to the beat of the music. Each coach brings something totally different to the table. I've got people that do like classic rock in 70s and 80s, and then there's people that do like electronic dance music, and I'm kind of all over the place with my music, so I like to keep it kind of interesting. So I think that's really what it is, and it's also the community that we build within the studio. I wholeheartedly will say that the people and the testimonials that I've had from our members enjoy the fact that they don't feel like they're just checking off a box, that they come in because they engage with the people that are here. We do things outside of the studio as well. So we try to really promote that.
Love it. So tell us, since you mentioned community, what else do you do to get involved in your community?
So we have been involved in several different things. Down in Littleton, there's a lot of community events that we participate in. There's a Somerset Festival, which is at the big park down in Littleton. So we're there with a lot of other vendors and sponsors getting our name out there. We do hold community events here in the studio. We've worked with Edgewater Pride before. We're also looking to get ourselves involved into some other local organizations like Porch Light, which is a domestic violence and abuse center that's here, because I'm a firm believer that, you need to take the time to spend for yourself. And I know that people that have gone through any type of trauma in their lives, it's really important for people to invest in themselves and to really bring themselves up to that level of really feeling good about themselves when they may have been knocked down a few rungs on the ladder. So.
Amazing. I love that. So tell us, Matt, what's like a common FAQ that you get in your business or in your class?
So, well, with rowing, just because I look at it this way, think about it when you were a kid. Some of the monumental milestones were, I'm going to learn how to ride a bike. But even before that, it's learning to walk.
Right.
So people are they're learning to use their bodies in a way from when they're a child throughout adolescence. And, I remember, as you probably did, learning to swim or, those type of things. These are sort of the things that you learn as you're younger. Now, rowing is not something that a lot of people get involved in.
Right.
We've done some work with Mile High Rowing Club, which is some teens that are looking to get into rowing. And so a lot of people ask questions about like, what is in store for me? What is it that I'm going to be expecting on my first class? And so we try to make everybody feel at ease and let them know that this is an effort-based exercise. So the effort that you put into it, you're going to get right back from the machine. So, and it's something that you can really hold yourself accountable to that. So these are some of the prep questions that we ask people or people ask of us of exactly what it is to expect in a class. And so I always like to tell people, it's just like, hey, well, like what kind of music do you listen to when you're like, getting in the groove, like what is it that you like? And then we can position them with the right type of coach for them to really feel comfortable when they come into the studio. So I think that's probably the main thing, because once you get into the nitty gritty of what we do on the machine, the benefits just unfold. It is something that with any type of exercise, of course, there's the cardio aspect of things. But this exercise in particular is great for the entire body. And so a lot of people ask, well, how will I find the benefits of it? And I will confidently say, because I'm a person that this happened to me when I started as a member, you will notice the changes in your body, and it will happen in a way where you'll be walking down the street and you will just feel that you're walking differently. You'll feel that your posture has changed, and your sleep patterns will change. It's just, and the consistency is key. So you want to make sure that you are working with our coaches to work one-on-one if you even needed to make sure that you're getting the maximum out of this exercise. So that's, I think, probably the, if I was to give you my elevator speech about rowing, that's kind of answers a lot of the questions that we get from our members and prospects that come into the studio.
Amazing. So Matt, tell us any kind of news, specials, updates, kind of current things that are happening.
Absolutely. So we are actually doing a little bit of a restructure or revamp of some of our classes coming up here pretty soon. So we have 5 different class types that we offer, and something literally for everyone. So we have our newest class, or newest format, I should say. It's called Strength, and it's been around for a couple of years. Strength is you're truly getting the all over body workout. So right now, the way that the classes are structured is you come in, you row, you get your heart rate up, and then you move to the floor to do body weight and weight movements. Now, since people don't really know this, but you're working 86% of the muscles in your body simply by doing the rowing movements and using the machine as it's intended to be used. we bring in the rest of the movements that you need to get the all over body workout. So one day, it might be actually yesterday, and I took a class from my coach Bonnie down in Littleton last night. And I also coach the classes as well. So I don't generally take full classes unless I'm just checking up on my coaches to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing in the room. I got a core workout, and I woke up this morning and I was like, wow. So, you a core focused workout. Today's focus is going to be shoulders and glutes. So you're getting work on the booty and you're getting work on the shoulders, so you can look really good. We're going to be doing a little bit of a restructure with that class, because we're going to be bringing in some heavier weights. We're going to be focusing on upper body, lower body, and full body for the structure of that class. So you row, you do 20 minutes or a floor work, and then you row again. So you really are getting about 50% of each floor work, body movements, and then 50% rowing. So we're going to be restructuring some classes. Restore class, which is like, I tell people it's like yoga and rowing. We're going to be bringing some enhancements to that with some additional equipment, some resistance bands and Pilates balls. And then down through the next year, we're going to be adding in additional things to just enhance what we already have going on in the studio. And it really just kind of keeps it interesting for people. So, we've got members that have been here since the studio opened, and they consistently come. So we want to keep these people engaged so that, while they love what we do, there's a step up that we can take it to, for them as well.
Love it. All right. So Matt, I'm sure you say super busy, you're running 2 studios, but what are we doing for fun? What are you doing outside of work?
Well, tomorrow I'm actually going to go up to A Basin. I'm going to go with a friend to go skiing. That's part of the reason why I moved out here is the accessibility to skiing, and that it's not East Coast skiing. It's, Rocky Mountain skiing. So that is one thing. As I mentioned, I'm a huge music person. I'm getting my lineup for the summer for all my concerts. I've gotten my Red Rocks concert done last year, so I'm booking those. I'm also, I love to travel. I do go back to see family on the East Coast quite a bit, but I'll be traveling around when I can. so that's pretty much kind of the things is travel, and also getting to know the Denver food scene. That's been something that's great. A friend of mine from Washington, D.C. Moved back to this area. He lived here before, and he's a big foodie. So we're checking out a lot of the food scene of Denver as well. So that's why I work out, so I can go out and eat and enjoy things.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, that kind of wraps it up, Matt. Tell the listeners all the ways to reach you. Say your locations again, your website, socials, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. So if you're familiar with Sloan's Lake, or there's the Edgewater Public Market, we're located in the property of Edgewater Public Market, not in the actual market, but you can't miss us. You can see our logo behind me. So if you look us up for Row House Edgewater, you'll go to our website. You can check out all of our classes and information, our coaches, get a lot of information about what Row House is. And then we also have, like I said, I own the studio and run the Caryl studio, which is further south, C470 in Kipling, and a little bit further down the way, but another great studio. So Row House and Caryl. Again, go to the websites. You can go onto any website, put in your information if you're interested in taking a class, and we'll contact you. And we do a little intake interview. We just like to talk to our people before they just sign up for any old class, because we want to make sure that you're signed up for the right class. Where as I mentioned, we have 5 different class types. We don't want you to get in a class that's going to be a little off-putting, but we want while you can do all of our classes, we want to put you with the right coach based upon your abilities and what you are currently doing and what your fitness goals are, because we do truly believe in boutique fitness and style here. So we try to do a little bit of an intake with people, and also look for us. It's just around town. So we do support a lot of the local rowing clubs. So there's Peak Rowing, Mile High Rowing. So if you're ever interested in getting into rowing on the water, I know Peak Rowing is a great organization for people that want to actually get out on the water and learn how to row in a shell. So, but yeah, definitely check us out. Our Instagrams as well, Row House Edgewater, Row House Caryl. We'd love to have more people into the studio to check and see what we're all about.
Awesome. And it sounds like those would complement each other. Getting into the studio and then out on the water too would be fun. So
absolutely, even though I grew up on boats, I came from the Chesapeake Bay region of Maryland.
okay.
It's a little bit different when you go into a boat like that because it all takes that core engagement and balance. So, but we can get you set up here in the studio for success.
Love it. All right, Matt. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was so fun to learn about Row House.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Hey, have a great day, and thanks to the listeners out there.
Thanks. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Elevate Denver podcast. If you'd like to be featured on the show, go to elevatedenvermedia.com. That's elevatedenvermedia.com or call 303-359-2140.